PR in Russia is exactly like PR in Nigeria. Techniques developed in the Western countries, developed specifically for use in a civil society where public opinion matters, have been imported to a place where public opinion doesn't matter. There are PR specialists who are selling their services of influencing public opinion to managers and governments who don't care about the public opinion. So what this ultimately is a money laundering scheme. The CEO paying millions for his corporate PR does know very well that his corporation doesn't need this PR. This corporation really doesn't care for the outcome of that effort, but money keeps being spent. It's like feeding pigeons. You don't expect something from pigeons, but you just go with the crumbles of bread and you feed them. It's how PR operates wherever it's useless. As you know, the PR in Russia cannot influence neither the sales of fast-moving consumer goods nor the outcome of any election. Russia is elections without choice. People whose opinions are irrelevant because the authorities have instruments to silence whatever difference of opinion they find inconvenient for them.
What do you do to change that?
It's not my piece of cake. Like, there is that beautiful place called Switzerland, which doesn't need ocean ships and sea ships, because it has neither an access to an ocean nor an access to a sea. Things that simply don't exist, like oceans in Switzerland and civil society in Russia. They don't exist. You just acknowledge the fact and live with it. I wouldn't be sitting and thinking how to drag 142 million Russians. This is a task not for me. If God Almighty wants Russia to become a civil society, He has that power. I don't.
Just pray. You go and pray.
Absolutely, absolutely. You go and pray for a civil society where PR works.
Anton, you are one of the most famous personalities in Russian internet. Is that enough for you? Are you okay with that? Or would you like to broaden your horizon to, I don't know, Western internet too?
I am fine with the fact that Russian and Hebrew are my native tongues. I have Russians and Israelis to talk to. I have no ambition in talking to a British audience or to a United States audience or, God forbid, to a German audience because I don't have anything in common with them. I don't have a common background. I don't actually have a common understanding, common values. What should I tell them? Israel does have a civic society. What people in the streets think about this or that is very important for shaping Israel's political debate and the outcome of general elections and policy making and so forth. While in Russia, the opinions of people in the street are very much irrelevant. This is a difference, but this is how Russia is different from Western civilized democracies and from India, and how Russia is very much similar to China.
I agree with you, but still...
You shouldn't admit that. You're interviewing other people who think differently.
They don't hear us.
They will when you show the clip on the website.
Out my
yeah, do it. Please remember to do it, yeah.
Anything you personally did that changed the world?
My charity fund called Pomogi.org, Pomogi.org, is collecting money from internet users and distributing it to sick children and poor families without deducting even 1% of the donations for the foundation's own operations. So 100% of what people donate goes to the recipient, and the recipient is always specific. It's not like, give me money and I'll decide what to do with it. I will always have concrete recipients that people pick, donate for them, and this is how it works. Not only this operation raised over $3 million and distributed them right away. Not only did the operation give an opportunity to 3,000 people to participate in charity, before that they were thinking that they don't know how to do it and whom to trust and so forth, but also it influenced the entire scene of charities in Russia, because Russian law says that any charity should deduct 20% of the amounts raised for its own operations. I think this is an invitation for fraud. Let's say you raised 100,000, you deduct 20,000. You raised 1 million, you deduct 200,000. The price of operations by raising 100,000 and 1 million are the same. It's the fundraiser writing 2 letters, and they are answered either in the positive or in the negative. But it shouldn't. The income of a charity should not grow 10 to 1 if it is lucky enough to receive a grant 10 times bigger, if that grant is for a purpose. After I set up a foundation which in the first line of its articles of incorporation said we don't need the 20%, we actually need 0%. That's why founders, they are the guys who pay for the charity's operations, and the money donated by donors goes to recipients. Now, this is commonplace for every decent charitable foundation in Russia to refuse the 20% they are entitled to by the law. People coming here have to say interesting things about the mass communications, about the contemporary big picture in media, mass media, printed media, online media, media marketing and so forth. Issues that are interesting to me and very relevant to what I do, so I wanted to hear the Western perspective, and I must say I did.